All right, so I guess we'll get started and then we'll have plenty of time for people to ask questions at the end. So I am Jennifer Waldo. I am currently the chair of the biology department here at the State University of New York at New Paltz. And we're really excited to kind of talk to you about your potential journey along the course of this point in your life. So many of you are kind of thinking that you're interested in biology, or else you probably wouldn't be here. And some of you might be interested in biology because you have you're interested in a career in healthcare, or maybe a career in research, or maybe a career kind of environmental biology, or maybe you don't know yet what you want to do. You know that you're interested in biology. And so the first thing that we want to tell you is that no matter where you fall on any of these ideas for what you want to do with your degree in biology, we, the faculty and students and everyone that works at SUNY New Paltz are really interested in helping you find out what the right path is for you and to provide you with the experiences that will allow you to succeed on that path. So I'm going to just kind of go through a couple of quotes from some of our students that graduated last year, so you can get an idea of kind of some of the things that they pointed to as being important in their years in the biology department here at SUNY New Paltz. So I just highlight a couple of these. So this student mentions that she found supportive friends, communities, and faculty that were dedicated to pushing her towards success. This student is indicating that she was able to establish kind of a passion for the environment and ecology, and that's what she's pursuing now that she has left New Paltz. This student kind of pointed out that everyone has been so inclusive and has made her feel like she became part of a family at SUNY New Paltz. And she was a transfer student, and sometimes that's fairly difficult for transfer students to fit into a college community. And this student is indicating that that he was supported by friendships with classmates and faculty members in the SUNY New Paltz biology community. And this is Felicia, who won a really high level recognition last year. She was one of the SUNY Chancellor's Awards winners, which is a whole competition throughout the entire SUNY, all of the State University of New York campuses. And as you can see, she not only excelled in the classroom, but she also excelled on the basketball court. She was a great basketball player. So just really briefly, when we talk about the biology degrees at SUNY New Paltz, kind of getting down to some of the nuts and bolts, we offer two different types of degrees, a Bachelor of Arts or a BA degree, and we offer a Bachelor of Science or a BS degree. And both of these are great preparations for lots of different types of careers that you might be interested in. In general, the BA degree allows for a large degree of optimization for different types of career options. It's really specializes in providing you with a lot of breadth across biology. And the BS degree is for those people that are interested in exploring a particular subdiscipline in biology in a little bit more depth. And whenever I talk about this, the question that we always get asked is which degree is better, because everyone wants the best degree. And what we try to point out is that there really isn't a degree that's better or worse, or else we wouldn't offer the worst degree, right? So we offer different types of degrees because students have different goals. And so I kind of like this quote, which I pulled from the US News and World Report. which is that students should be looking at the overall quality and content of the curriculum, not just the name of the degree. And they should be looking at the degree plan which pairs best with their particular goals and their academic experiences. And that's one of the things that we try to do at New Paltz is kind of match you up with the right degree for your particular interests. So for example, if you are interested in a career in healthcare, then there's certain things that you need to know. So if there are certain areas in healthcare that you're interested in going into, like getting an MD or a DO or a DDS or a veterinary degree, those types of careers require certain types of courses. So you have to take a year of general biology, general chemistry, organic chemistry, and physics. Whereas if you're interested in other types of healthcare careers, such as physician's assistant or physical therapy, those requirements are really variable depending upon which schools you're interested in applying to. So you have to kind of look at those requirements pretty carefully as you're moving through your undergraduate degree. And in addition to majoring in biology, you also have the option to minor in a variety of different topics. And so I've listed some minors here that might be particularly relevant to those that are interested in healthcare. If you're interested in a career in research, then if you're kind of thinking about, one of the ways to think about research is kind of falling into two major bins, one in which you're working in the laboratory and one in which you're primarily working in the field. And so we have particular courses that are really great fits in terms of giving you the lab skills that you'll need to get jobs in either laboratory-based research or field research, or what happens more often than not now is jobs that combine both field and laboratory research. And we do offer a variety of classes that are also supportive of that, such as courses in statistics and biological data and communication. If you're interested in a career in policy and advocacy, then there are particular minors that you might be interested in pursuing that would help you to either get your first job or apply to a graduate program in those particular areas. And if you don't yet know what it is that you want to do, then we have some advice for you on that too, which is take lots of courses in different areas that you're interested in. We have a seminar series that students attend, and we invite speakers from all over the world to give us insight as to what they're doing in biology. And you also need to just engage in a lot of conversations and contact with the field in order to develop your particular area of interest. So just really briefly regarding the way that our curriculum is structured, we have kind of a set of core courses that are required whether you're doing the Bachelor of Arts or the Bachelor of Science degree. So General Biology 1 and 2, lab course called Biological Inquiry, Genetics, Evolution, General Chemistry 1 and 2, and Pre-Calculus. So those are required for all of the different majors in biology. And then the other requirements differ between the two tracks. So for the BA, in addition to the core, you have to take 25 credits of biology, which ends up being about 7 different classes. And you have to take those across the different kind of levels of organizations of biology. Whereas if you choose the BS degree, then you still take 25 additional credits of biology courses, but you're taking most of those 7 courses are going to be within one area of biology. In addition to that, in the BA degree, you have to take at least 8 credits or 2 classes of Cognate courses, which are courses in chemistry or math or physics or geology or computer science. And in the BS degree, you have to take 24 credits of Cognate courses. Because there are less Cognate courses in the BA degree, we ask that you take a minor in a particular topic or complete a second major. And this allows you to kind of really develop the skills that you need in order to get a job or go to graduate school after you graduate. Whereas for the BS degree, there's not a requirement for taking a minor or a second major. For both the BS and the BA degree, we require that you attend at least 6 seminars while you're here. And again, that really helps you understand what are the options in terms of research and other types of careers in biology. And your academic advisor will help you kind of research the different requirements for your individual college plans and help you decide which major is the best fit for you. So for those of you that are first-year students and you're planning to come to New Paltz in the fall, that's a picture of what the campus might look like in the fall. It's kind of pretty. And one of the things that you'll do over the summer before you get here in the fall is you'll take a math placement test. And this will determine your proficiency in mathematical skills. And at the end of that test, you will be told that you have a math placement level of 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And that will determine what class you are placed into when it comes to math. The name for this test, you can look for it in emails that you might have received or will receive soon. It's called the ALEKS test, ALEKS. And it's really important that you make sure that you take that and get your math placement level so that you can be placed into the correct courses planning for the fall. So we have a matrix whereby we can determine what classes you'll be placed into in the fall, depending upon what your math placement level is. So I'll just go through kind of the first semester, what your first semester here might look like. So if your math placement level is 2, then in your first semester, you'll take a math course called College Mathematics. You'll take an English course that you'll be placed into, again, based on your prior experiences. And then you'll take some general education classes that will be and other classes that will get you up to at least 15 credits. If your math placement level is 3, then you'll take the math class called College Algebra and similar classes to what I just talked about. If your math placement level is 4, that means you're ready to take pre-calculus. So you will enroll in pre-calculus and you'll also enroll in General Biology 1, as well as English classes and general education classes. And if your math placement level is 5, then you will take calculus, general biology, and general chemistry. And math placement level for 6 means you're ready to take calculus 2. So we use math placement level in order to place students into the correct classes in their first semester, and that allows them to then proceed through the major with the most success. So I'm not going to go into the details of what happens in the second semester or the third or the fourth, but we do have those plans for you. And if you want to come back and watch this video later on, then you can pause it here and kind of get an idea of what it might look like. And the main thing is, don't worry too much about all of these details right now. The point is that we have a plan and we will work with you individually to help you choose the right path for your particular goals. So this is our unofficial mascot of the biology department. It's a hawk, which is the mascot of SUNY New Paltz. And it's carrying some DNA in its beak, and it's also carrying in its talons a pipetter, which is a great tool, which you will probably learn to use while you're here at SUNY New Paltz. This is actually drawn by one of our previous students who now is completing his PhD at the University of Kentucky. And so this is just kind of a selection of students doing research throughout the years, working in classes, going on field trips to the local area, working in classes, doing some field research, collecting some samples, working in our collection. You can see a bunch of bird samples there that are being processed. Going on field trips with the biology club, working closely with faculty on research projects, and there's you who are ready to join us as you engage with the biology department if you choose to do so in the fall. So that is my little spiel about biology. So again, my name is Jennifer Waldo. I am the currently the chair of the biology department here at SUNY New Paltz. And I'm joined here by a couple of people that are employed at SUNY New Paltz, including Professor Maureen Morrow, who teaches microbiology and virology and other great classes. Jeff Reinking, who is a professor here in the biology department, and he teaches genetics and biological chemistry and other great classes. And we have a couple of students that are here as well. We have Ishma, Miriam, and Mike. So I would like to see if any of the students that are visiting here have any questions. So if you'd like to unmute yourself and ask your question, that would be fine.
Could they also type it into chat if they would prefer?
Sure. You can also type your question into the chat. That would be great. So while we maybe wait for people to think about what questions they might want to ask, I'm wondering if the students that are here might want to say something about your experience at SUNY New Paltz and any particular pieces of advice you might have for students that are thinking about coming here or studying biology. Ishma, you want to go first since I see you?
Sure. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
I know I have the mask on. It's great. It's really a growing process, and you kind of have to keep an open mind, because I do remember like having a lot of moments where I thought, I don't think I can do this. Like, I don't think I'm, smart enough for this, or am I in the wrong path? And it's difficult for sure, but what you learn is that you're really smarter than you think, and you learn a lot. And if you keep an open mind, and I think you mentioned on one of your slides that you really have to talk to people to get to know like what different careers in biology are like, what kinds of opportunities we offer in research and in classes and stuff like that. So really to talk to people and to go to them for support, because you'll realize how much there is to learn, and if you put your best foot forward, you will get to where you want to go. Really went on a tangent there. I've done research for a few years here, and that's probably been the highlight of my college experience, because I've learned a lot of lab skills and have been able to really like find myself and find my place in biology. So yeah.
Thank you. That was great. And you might have found out that you're smarter than you thought you were, but we always thought you were pretty smart. So that worked out pretty well. So I see that we have a question here. So from Rebecca. So hi, Rebecca. Rebecca says that she's going for pre-veterinary and she's transferring to study biology. So yeah, so veterinary school is, so admission to vet school is a complicated process, but the prerequisite courses that you need to take for admission to vet school are pretty standard across the different vet programs. So there's a year of general biology, a year of general chemistry, a year of organic chemistry, a year of physics. And then there are often there might be specific classes that are required by particular vet schools in order to gain admission to them. So what we suggest to students is, once you've kind of made your way through that list of classes that I've just listed, go on to the websites of the schools that you're interested in applying to and make sure you understand what the other classes that are required for admission might be. And for some vet schools, we actually at New Paltz don't offer those classes. So I remember one student had a class that she needed to take in animal nutrition. And we don't offer a class in animal nutrition, but she was able to find one that she was able to take at, I don't remember if it was a community college or at another four-year school, but she was able to take that class somewhere else and then transfer those credits back to New Paltz. So most people that end up in veterinary school do get an undergraduate degree in biology, although it's not explicitly required that you do get a degree in biology. But there's a significant overlap between the pre-vet courses between a biology degree and vet school admission. So it is probably a pretty good choice to do that. So I'm also joined here by Professor Reinking and Morrow. Professor Morrow, do either one of you want to weigh in on that question or any other aspects of SUNY New Paltz life?
For the pre-vet, I know when I talk to advisees, we discuss how important experience in a vet's office or something similar is. And I think that's true for medical school, PA, et cetera. You want to know that you actually enjoy working with animals or working with people, whatever the job's going to entail. So that's kind of distinct from the specifics at New Paltz. But I mean, certainly we've had a bunch of students go to vet school and, good vet school. So I don't think it's a bad choice to come to New Paltz if you want to go to vet school. And I would, I like what Ishma was saying, where you go through a process when you study biology, and I probably, Jen and Jeff, you experience this, but like I often share with students, I almost failed my first year of college because it was so different. And then I forget what grade I got in Gen Bio my first semester, but then the second semester I got an A because I just learned to study differently. And that's a big part of the experience, a big part of the growth that you should really welcome, to be in a safe place where you can make mistakes and learn from the mistakes and become a better thinker. I'll stop talking now.
I'll just add that another major that actually fits fairly well with vet school is the biochemistry major, which I'll use as to segue, not to advertise the biochem major, but to say that a lot of students are really afraid of having to make a choice of what their major is early on, right? Like, I don't know if I want to be a biology major or a biochemistry major. Do I really have to choose? I'll say that at least between those two majors, there's almost complete overlap through the first 3 semesters. So you really kind of get a feel for what you like in the classes that you take before you have to lock into any choices, which is comforting for a lot of people.
So I see a question here that says, is it common for people that are getting a BS degree to also have a second major? So for the BS degree, that clocks in at about 70, 72 credits. Your total college career is 120 credits. And there's a general education program that you need to complete, which is going to be about 22 credits beyond, 25 credits beyond what you take for the biology major. So if you add all those numbers together, there is not a significant number of credits that are available for you to take another major. But we have seen students that will double major in some things. So I'm not able to identify any in my head right now that are BS double majors.
We have a BS with a double major in astronomy right now.
Yeah, I thought that person was a BA degree, but yeah, so there are some people that are double majoring with astronomy. Do any of the students want to chime in? Ishma has her hand up. Yeah.
I know I have a friend who's doing it in the BS with a minor. She's doing a minor in digital design and fabrication. So there's that, and yeah, that's the one person that I can think of. But yeah.
It's much
Yeah.
more common with the BA. Sorry to interrupt. It's much more common with the BA. It's actually designed to be combined with a minor or major than the BS.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say the same thing. I don't really know a lot of people that double major with the BS. I feel like that's a lot, you know?
So Mike, since you're on screen, why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience with New Paltz, where you are in your academic journey, and anything that you want to share with your potential new friends out there?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Currently, it's my second year. Uh, I'm taking evolution right now. I took genetics last semester. Thank God I passed, you know? But honestly, coming into school, it was really interesting. I found that I really excelled when I had like a support system, a group of friends, you know, a group of faculty members that kind of like put me on, encouraged me to do the things I got to do. I want to give a big shout out to AC Squared. That kind of helped me like propel myself, give myself the confidence to kind of do well. And I suggest like taking care of yourself a lot. Biology is really tasking, you know. There's gonna be a lot of times where it's like, oh, I gotta stay up or I gotta study for like 2 or 3 hours straight. And those are the things that you gotta do to get like good grades. So, you know, take the time to take care of yourself as well as your grades, and then I feel like it won't be too difficult, you know? The challenge becomes fun.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, it is really important to take time for yourself. I think that's a lesson that we all have to continually learn over and over again. But hopefully we get better at learning that lesson each time we have to go through that. So Rebecca's saying that she's interested in biochemistry and biology. And so yeah, so the difference between those degrees, and there is another biochemistry session tomorrow at 4:30 if you want to zoom in for that. The difference really is in the classes that you take beyond the introductory level courses. So for the biochemistry degree, there are a set of classes that are required that focus on how proteins and enzymes work and what we understand about their structure. And then, so really it's, you know, the emphasis is on the chemistry of the molecules that underlie life, whereas biology is a much broader view where we're looking at everything from ecosystem level processes to molecular processes. So I would maybe think of biochemistry in some ways as like a subset of part of biology. I think Miriam might still be here. Miriam's a current student. Do you want to give a couple of words?
Yeah, sure. So I am a transfer. I was a transfer student to New Paltz, and yeah, I finished my associates, and my experience at New Paltz has honestly been really great. And like the other students said, having a support system where you could talk to people and learn about what you want to do. I would definitely like New Paltz offers a lot of classes in so many different types of science, which I think is really helpful in understanding what you want to do. And the faculty is always really supportive and helpful in understanding what you want to do and planning for what you want to do. Yeah, and I think that, like Mike and Ishma said, biology or any STEM major can be difficult, but putting the work in and definitely talking to people and getting the support that you need and putting the time in is definitely worth it. Oops.
Thank you. Great to see you. So What other questions? Does anybody else have any questions out there that we can help you with?
Do you think, sorry,
Yeah, go ahead.
do you think it would help if like we talked about like what our career plans are and like what we're doing to get there kind of?
Yeah, sure. That'd be great.
So I'm a senior now, and my plan is to go to medical school this year, hopefully. So I do hold, like, I am planning to start this fall, and I chose the BA path, and I'm minoring in psychology. And I don't know if anybody here is pre-med, like any of the prospective students are. So I'm going out on a whim here, but yeah, I chose a minor in psychology to kind of help with the social sciences aspect of medical school requirements, because there are a lot of schools, if not most if not all, do require some form of psychology and sociology, and you will need that introductory material for your MCATs as well. So if you're looking into medical school, I think I chose the BA path, and I think that was the right choice for me because it allowed me to take like a broader range of classes beyond bio classes, while getting the science courses that I needed as well. So yeah, if anyone has any questions about that, let me know.
For me, I guess I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. I came into college thinking I was gonna be a doctor. I was gonna do pre-med, and I kind of figured out like along the way, that's probably not gonna be my path. So, what I do, I try to like look at things. I try to find resources that kind of like put me onto my own interests. So currently, I'm planning on doing like research over the summer to see if that's something I want to do for myself, or I could go work in the hospital and figure out what careers kind of interest me. So it's a learning process for me at this point. But I got time. I'm kind of trying to make uh most of my time.
I am I'm obviously a bio major. Am I want to be a physician assistant, and I'm also a senior minoring in psychology, kind of for the same reasons that Ishma mentioned, for the social science aspect of um, being in medicine. A lot of PA schools also require psychology, at least one psychology class. So yeah, I am also PA schools all require a certain, the requirements are so variable with PA schools, but almost all PA schools require prior experience working in healthcare. So if you are looking to be a physician assistant, I would recommend trying to get like healthcare experience as early on as possible. And yeah, that's mostly it.
So it looks like there's a question from Ayoku who's asking about pre-med and bio major. So the way I like to think about this sometimes is that, so you major in biology, and really when somebody says they're pre-med, really that's only a designation that you can give yourself once you've enrolled in medical school, right? And before you enroll in medical school, it's the courses that you're taking in order to gain entry into medical school. So we do not have a separate major that's a pre-med major. What we do have is, as you progress through the courses in the major, you will meet with your advisor regularly to make sure that you're making good progress in that way. And then we do have a pre-med advisor that will work with you in your junior or senior year to help you prepare your applications for medical school. So it's general advising up until that point, taking advantage of seminars that we offer, and the pre-med advisor will often once a year or once a semester invite former students back to campus to give a seminar explaining what their experience in medical school has been. So there are opportunities to kind of learn about that, but then really the pre-med advising really kind of kicks in your last year, your last 2 years when you're actively going through the application process. All right. So what I would say to those of you that are out there is make sure that you do, so you must have at some point indicated that you're interested in a degree in biology. So whenever you communicate with the school about what, accepting your admissions offer or signing up for orientation, make sure that you continue to click off that you're interested in the biology degree on every single time that you enter those forms, because it's really important that the school knows that that's your interest so that you can get placed into the correct courses for the fall semester. And the other piece of advice I would give you is to really look out for the emails that explain to you how the math placement test works and read those carefully, and make sure you do take the math placement level test, because if you don't take that math placement level test, then the default setting is to put you at the lowest math placement level, and that might mean that you have to kind of rearrange your schedule at some point. So those are the things that I would suggest that you look out for as you're planning to come here in the fall. And I suppose we will probably sign off unless there are any other questions. I will just type into the chat my email address. If anybody would like to shoot me an email with specific questions later on, I will be happy to try to answer them or find the person that can. And I really appreciate the professors and the students joining us. It's always great to see all of you, even if it's on a screen. And awesome. So I guess I'll hang out for a minute or two more in case there are any other questions, but I'm going to hit the stop recording button. It was great to see everybody, and feel free to reach out if and when you have questions. Thank you very much.